students, welcome to our first UC application workshop online. So as you can see, I have the website with the UC application right in front of me. If you haven't created your account, you have to create an account before you can start filling out your application, okay? So you go here to the apply.universityofcalifornia.edu website, and you're going to click down here where it says create an account. I already have an account, so I am going to go up here where it says sign in. So you're going to click on the sign in, and you're going to put whatever email address you use. That's what you put. And I'm going to put my password. And then you're going to say sign in. But the first time, if you haven't created an account, you have to create an account. As soon as you log in, it's going to show you the application. So this is the UC application, okay? You are going, when you begin, you're going to start answering questions. As soon as you see this, it's going to start asking you questions right away. And you have to answer everything. Everything is important. So make sure you answer every single question here, okay? So the first question says, when do you hope to start at the University of California? So you are all seniors and you will be starting in the fall quarter or semester of 2021. Okay, so automatically it was there already, so you want to make sure that that's where you begin also. Your application level is you're going to be a freshman, so because you're currently in high school. Okay, so freshman, and then you click save and continue. Okay, so like I said, everything is important in your application. So I would expect for you to read these instructions here. I am not going to read everything because it's on, and we're trying to show you as much as possible of the application. Okay, so you're going, once you read all these things, then you can start application. Okay, and here is actually the information about you. So as you can see here in the application, there's a couple of things here to the right that are important for you to see. So it says about you. So this is the very first section that you're going to be completing information in, okay? And then there are subsections. So in each area, there are all these subsections. So you're going to have to fill in all the information through all these sections, okay? The second, and so if you see, there are other sections here that you're going to be, I can't scroll through this side, but there are other sections on the right side here, and they're all important. It's going to take you more than one time for you to complete the application, but the good news is that you can save the information you're completing, and then you can sign out when you're done. Up here on the right hand side, as you can see, it says sign out, and it's going to save. As long as you save your information, you sign out, you can sign in at a different time and continue where you left off. Okay, so we're going to start doing the about you personal information. So it says, what is your name? So I am going to start filling this out. Okay, make sure that when you are filling out your name, that you put your full legal name. Whatever you're using at school or whatever you're using in your legal document, that's your legal name. Okay, you can't use a nickname. So for example, my nickname is Sue. Sometimes people call me Sue, but I'm not going to put Sue in here because that would be incorrect. They won't be able to match up your application with your files. So you need to make sure. Okay, so if you have a middle name, I would suggest that you put that because I'm sure that there are other people with your same first and last name. Okay, so I am going to put my last name. Okay, and I don't have one of these, so I'm just going to leave it blank. And my preferred first name. So as you can see, there's a little bubble here that you can hover over, and then it will give you instructions about what this is. So if you're not sure about something and that is an option, go ahead and read what it says. So it says a preferred or live name is a name you go by that is different than your legal name. So this is where you would put a nickname if that's what you want to be called. But up here, you have to make sure you put your full legal name, okay? So preferred first name, as an example. Okay, so make sure you're doing this for you with your legal name and your preferred first name if you have one. And if you don't have one, you can leave it blank. Have you ever had a different legal name? So for you, most of you probably have never had other legal names. Some of you might not even know. This is a question that you might want to ask your parents if you've had a different legal name, but most people, I would say it's a no, okay? So usually people, when they get married, they change their name, or sometimes people, when they come from another country, sometimes they change their name. So that's what they're asking, if it's a legal name change. But if your name now, your legal name is the same as when you were born and that's in your birth certificate, then it's safe to say no. So when were you born? So so you're gonna pick your birthday, okay? And you have to make sure that you're accurate. No, actually, I don't like May. Let's do June. So I was born on June 7th, and I was born in, I don't know. Let me just put something. I don't know. What's the year? Let's put 1996. I'm young.
Go ahead and put 2003 CIAPA just so we can ensure that it works out.
Oh, okay, okay. 2003? Oh,
Yeah.
because of the age. Okay, thank you. Okay, so 2003. So where were you born? So I'm going to put country. I'm going to put the United States. Okay, and you have to make sure you put a state and the city. Okay. So what is your home address? Make sure that your home address is complete and that it's accurate. It is very, very important, okay? So country, I'm gonna put United States. Okay, address, I am actually gonna put the school's address. Okay, is this where you should, we should send mail? So the UCs, they just want to know where do you want to receive anything that you receive on paper, okay? So I'm going to put yes. What is your phone number? Okay, so phone number, make sure it's accurate. Okay, and this is, I'm going to put a home number because that's my office number, but you can put, if it's your cell phone that you're putting there, make sure that you put cell phone. You have an alternate phone number in case, no, I'm just going to put no. Okay, but you can put yes and put another phone number maybe for your parents if you'd like to have a backup. Can we share your contact information with UC campuses and programs? I'm going to put yes. If you check this option, you may receive information about admissions tips, updates, and reminders from UC campuses, even ones you haven't applied to, and outreach programs. So I think it's a good idea, but you don't have to if you don't want to. It's an option. Make sure you save and continue at the end of the page. So as you can see, now that I started filling out information, you can look over here on the right, and you're going to see that the personal information page, it has a check next to it because I completed that page. Same thing with contact information, it has a check on the right because that page is complete. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the next section. So automatically when you say save and continue, it will take you automatically to the next section. Okay, so about you, citizenship and residency. So what is your country of citizenship? So most of you, it will be the United States. If you were not born in the US, it will allow you. If you were not born in the US and you're still not a US citizen, you can put a different country there. Do you have a US Social Security number? So here I am going to put yes. And actually in this area, if you have a DACA number or an ITIN number, you can use those numbers here too. Okay, so I'm just gonna put numbers. So, so make sure you put that in there. It's important for them to match you up with your financial aid application or with other documents. So California residency for admission purposes. It's important for us to know your residency, because UC has different admission criteria for California and non-California residents. Okay, so by the time you attend UC, will you have graduated from a California high school? So yes, so you're gonna put yes because you are in a California high school. By the time you attend UC, will you have attended a California school for 3 or more years? So I am going to put yes. And for you, if you have been here at Bassett High School, you can put yes also. If you haven't, make sure you put no, and I'm sure that it will give you other options. So see, if you say no, then are you currently living in California? Then there are more questions that are going to come up depending on what you answer. So I'm just going to put yes, just for the purpose of moving on to the next section, okay? So save and continue at the bottom. And as you can see, so it says there are some errors. You can continue working and fix the errors, or you can skip this page. So I am going to check, what does it say? It says, oh, it says my social security number is incorrect. So, okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I believe,
Try typing in zeros, Ms. Uyapa.
0. That will give me, let's see if it will take it. Let's see, save and continue. It says there are some errors. So I want to, let me put a fake one that starts with the number 6. And I know that a lot of social security numbers start with the number 6. So let me just use that and see what happens. Okay, so if you put it incorrectly, then you will be okay. If you don't put a social security number there, it's going to give you that little message. Okay, let's see.
But if I can add, just to clarify, if you don't have a social security number, go ahead and put zeros. And if you notice, Miss Bienville kind of went out of there, but it does allow you to move on. So it's okay to put zeros if you don't actually have one. Not that you forgot it, just that you don't have one. You put zeros, and then it's going to give you the option of saying, oh, it might be an error, or skip and move on. So then you just move on.
Okay, so so for the purposes of continuing the application, I decided to to just put that number just to make sure that I can move forward. But you need to make sure that it is your accurate number. If you have a number, make sure that it's accurate. And just like Ms. Torres said, if you don't have a number, you can put zeros in there. But you can also put, like I said, a DACA number if you have a DACA number, or an ITIN number. Ethnicity and ancestry. So here are some more questions. So just for the purposes of moving on to the next section, I'm just going to click on things, okay? So do you consider yourself Hispanic or Latino? I'm going to say yes. Hispanic or Latino, I am going to put, I am Latin American. Okay. Let's see, which of the following groups best describe me? Okay, so I am, let's see, Southeast America, education. Okay, so I don't like any of these options because I don't consider myself any of these things. So I am going to just leave it blank. And I believe that you're able to leave it blank, but if you consider yourself European or whatever, you can select those things. It is up to you. Okay, describe myself. I'm going to say I'm a female student. What do you consider yourself to be? I consider myself heterosexual. So, but you can choose other options, or you can even say not listed above if you don't consider yourself any of those options. Okay, so save and continue at the bottom. And it says about you, your background. Okay, so in the next 2 pages, we want to know about your life outside of the classroom, including your family and background. This information gives us a better understanding of your home environment and help us determine if you're eligible for programs, scholarships, and fee waivers. So you have to answer these to the best of your abilities. Okay, what language did you speak first? I'm going to put other language. Okay, let me see, what happens if I say just English? English only. Oh, okay, so if it's English, then there are fewer questions. So I'm going to put other language. So what was the other language? I can select here that I started speaking Spanish when I was young. Okay, and it says, please tell us more about yourself. Check all that apply. So for you, most of you will not be married. Most of you won't have children. Some of you might be in foster care here. So if you have ever been in foster care, make sure you check that box. When I attend UC, I will be a current or former member of the U.S. military. For some of you, that might apply. None of the above apply to me. So I would think that a lot of you will probably have to select this because a lot of these conditions are very, unique to people. So probably most of you will say this, but make sure you check if you have been in foster care or you're a ward of the court. Make sure you say that. Are you dependent of a U.S. military veteran? I'm going to say yes. Okay, let's see what happens if I say no. No, yes, okay, so it doesn't give you any extra questions. Okay, save and continue. So about you and your household. So this section helps us get a better understanding of your parents, legal guardians, and those who support you at home. Okay, so I put the school's address here. Make sure you put your address. Who lives with you in your permanent home address? It says, please provide the information. Now, you don't have to provide the information for both parents, but you can provide, as you can see, you have the options. You can do one parent, you can do two parents, you can do legal guardians, or you can even say other. So I'm going to put one parent. Okay, what was the total income earned in 2019 by your parents or legal guardian? So make sure you consider the 2019 amount, and it says we may use this information to help us determine if you're eligible for certain outreach programs, scholarships, and an application fee waiver. So this information is not used for financial aid. So here, once you put here the income and how many people are in your household, it's going to determine whether you qualify for a fee waiver. So it's very important that you fill this out. Okay, so just for purposes of the application, I am going to put 40,000. Yes. Okay, so 40,000, and number of my people in my household, I'm going to put 4, just to offer an example. Okay, so save and continue. And now that I did that, it's going to give me the information in a little bit. So we'll just continue going, and then I'll show you where it says whether you qualify for a fee waiver or not. So it says providing information about your parents gives us more insight. Okay, so what is your parents' relationship to you? So I'm going to put that I am with, my mother. With my mother. Is this parent living? Yes, so my mother's still alive, so I'm going to put that. What is this parent's current job status? So she is employed, but you don't have to put employed. If your parent is not employed, you don't have to. You can say stay-at-home parent, a homemaker, or not employed, retired. But just for the purpose of this application, I'm going to put that. What is the parent's current job? So job category. So there are many different options here. So make sure you read. I'm sure there are a lot of different options, and most people would fall into one of these. So you can pick anything. Okay, job title, I'm going to put that. So for this, you are going to have to talk to your parents and find out, what do they do, where do they work, what is their job title. Okay, number of years. I'm going to put, I don't know, I'm going to put a lot. I'm going to put 20 years. Okay, what is this parent's highest level of education? So there are many options here. No high school, some high school graduate, some college. So I'm going to put here that my parent has some college, university. Parents' contact information. So here you're going to put your parents' information. Make sure that it's their legal name. Okay, so first name and last name. Yes. Okay, and she doesn't have one of those. So I'm just going to leave it blank. If your parent has an email, make sure you put it here. So I'm going to put my 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, Okay, is this parent's address the same as your home address? So I'm going to put yes, but you can't put no. And if you put no, then you're going to have to put your parent's address that is different than yours, of where you live. But I'm going to put yes just to leave it simpler for the application. Okay, parent, what is this parent's relationship to you? So I'm going to put mother. Oh, wait a minute. Did I already do mother over here? Parent, mother. So I guess, I don't know if it's asking me for a different parent. Yes. Oh, I guess you can put a father and a mother if you want to put the information for both parents. Even though I didn't say that I was going to provide information for both, it's still asking me here. So I'm going to say employed. What is his parent's current job? I'm going to put banking. Job title, I don't know, manager. And he's been working there for 15 years. Okay. What is his parent's highest level of education? I'm going to put 4-year college. Did this parent graduate within the last 5 years? I'm going to say no. Okay, so here you can put something else. Okay, email address. Let me see, com. Okay, so I'm going to put, yes. Okay, so save and continue. So now we're going to review my information. So here's all the information about, like, all the contact information I provided. So make sure that when you're doing this part, that you look through everything, that you read everything, and that it is correct. If there's something that you need to edit, there's an edit button right here where you can do that. Okay, so after you review everything, you can say continue to campuses and majors. So remember I was talking about over here on the right hand side, there's all of these things that you have to do. So basically that is the first section. And after you're done with that, then you can go to campuses and majors. Okay, so automatically it saves and it goes to the next section. Now the campuses and majors, this is very, very important. So before you even start this application, you should be doing some research about which universities you want to apply to and which majors you want to choose at each campus. Okay, so make sure you read all of this information here, and then you're going to click I acknowledge, value, and agree with these guiding principles, and then you're going to save and continue. Okay, so here is where you're going to be able to talk about when you're going to go to this university. Okay, so it says, I plan to start at the university in the fall quarter. My application is freshman. Yes, we selected that earlier, and so now we're going to save and continue. Okay, so now I'm going to pick the campuses that I'm applying to. So you can pick as many as you want. If you want to pick all of them, you can, okay? But then you're going to have to maybe do things a little different for some applications than in others, okay? Now, for the purposes of this application, I'm just going to leave UC Berkeley at the top. That's where I went to school, so I'm going to leave that one just because we have a limited amount of time to complete this application and we want to give you examples. So, so right here, so remember I was telling you that I put the amount. So here, down here, it tells me that you're qualified for a UC application fee waiver. You can apply to 4 campuses for free. So if after you put that information, it says right here that you qualify, you have 4 applications for free. Now, if you think you made a mistake and you need to go back and fix that, like let's say, for example, you put that there was only 2 people in your family, and in fact, you have 4 people or a different number in your family, then you can go back and fix that amount so that way it reflects correctly, because this is very important. You need to be very accurate with the information you provide. Okay, every application is $70. So if you don't qualify for a fee waiver, every campus that you choose here that you're going to apply to, it's going to be $70 per application. Okay, so it says apply to. So for me, because it told me that I have 4 campuses for free, actually I am going to pick 4 just because, you know, there's 4 schools here that are free. So I'm gonna do the first 4 schools. And it says now that my estimated cost is going to be 0 because I maxed out on my 4 fee waivers that I had for these schools. Okay, so I'm going to do save and continue. Okay, and now you're going to select a major. So most schools will allow you to select an alternate major, except for Berkeley. Berkeley does not offer alternate majors, but the other schools do. So make sure you choose a major here. Okay, so here I'm going to choose at Berkeley. I am going to choose, let's see. So Haas is very, very competitive, so I'm not going to do Haas. I'm going to do letters and science. I'm going to do, let's see. I'm going to pick English. I'm going to be an English major. Okay, so I picked that for Berkeley. Okay, and then I have to go and do the other majors for the other schools. So as you can see, there are a million choices here. So I'm going to do save and continue at the bottom. And so now that I selected a UC Berkeley major, then I can go to the next one. And basically you have to do that for every single school. Okay, so if you're going to go to one of these other schools where they have an alternative major, then you can choose both. So I'm going to do just one more. Let's see here. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do College of Letters and Science. And I am going to do, if they have English, I'll do English also. English. Okay, so I'm going to do this as a major, and you can select, so you don't have to go back to choose your alternative major in another place. You can select it here. So my alternative, if I don't want to do alternate major, if I don't want to do English, it's going to be communications. Okay, so now that I selected both of those, then I can move on. I can save and continue at the bottom. Okay, and so now as you can see, UC Davis has both of my my majors. So basically my major that I want to major in, and then an alternate major here. Okay, so for the purposes of this application, I'm going to continue going, but if you pick 4 schools, make sure that you select a major and an alternate major for every school. Okay, so it says there are some errors. You can continue working and fix these errors, or you can skip. So basically, it's going to tell you that because these 2 schools right here, they don't have a major. So I am going to skip for now, just because I want you to see the next part. So campuses and majors. So as you can see, it tells you, like, basically the check that it's on the right-hand side is going to tell you that you selected that you completed those pages, and it's going to take you to the next one. Okay, so as you can see, choose majors. It is not checked off over here on the right because I didn't select majors for all the schools. I only did 2 of my schools. So estimated cost, so if you don't qualify for a fee waiver, $280 for these 4 applications. Okay, so as you can see, it gives you a little, how do you say it? A little like summary of what you did, of the work that you did so far. And then you can continue. So I'm going to continue to academic history. And because I'm out of time right now, and I can't finish this application with you, I am going to sign out. And then Mr. Armis is going to continue with the next part of the application.
Thank you, Ms. Yaldir. At this time, we're going to entertain some questions. So, Ms. Stephanie, can you please share what are some of the questions so that we can answer them while I log in for the second part of the application?
Of course. So the first question says, do you have to pay to apply to schools?
So that's a great question. It depends, and right now when Mr. Armis logs in, we'll show you on the screen. But yes, every application has a cost, and the cost to attend is, to apply, I'm sorry, is $70 for the UCs. So if you apply to 2 UCs, the potential cost can be $140 for 2 schools, right? So every the fee for UCs is $70. However, if you remember on one of the screens, which we'll have Mr. Armis show you, that if you qualify based on, you know, the income that you provided, if you're eligible for a fee waiver, then you do not have to pay for up to 4 schools. So if you're eligible for a fee waiver, you are able to apply to 4 schools without having to pay that $70 fee for each. Now, if you apply to 5 schools, for instance, and you have the waiver, you won't pay for the 4, but you will have to pay for that 5th school $70. So it'll give you a balance at the end. So if you can go, Mr. Armis, to that fee waiver where it shows the fee waiver, so we could show the students where to look at if they're eligible.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Choose, I believe it's the choose campuses.
It's going to be your household. For the waiver? Yeah.
This is students where you
Mr. Armis, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
can
So I
you
went
click
to,
on your household?
So I went to your household,
Yes.
okay, and then it just basically takes me to here.
So here, stop right there, Mr. Armis. Wait. Right here, students, is where you report your parents' income. It's going to be where you see household, and then here is your parents' income for 2019, and then the number of people. This information is critical because this information will determine your eligibility for a fee waiver. So if you, Mr. Armis, can please click on campuses and majors.
And I'd just like to add that when you write down the amounts here, that you please make sure that you consult with your parents to make sure that the income reported is the accurate income. And secondly, when you put down the name of the number of people, here basically is the number of people that are supported by this income. What that means is, if you have a household of, say for instance, it's you, your mom, your dad, and your little brother, there's 4 people. But if there's also a grandmother living at home and grandmother gets half of her support from your parents, then you would also include her, which will be 5. Okay, so where did you want me to go? Campus and majors?
Yes, please. So where it, oh, okay. So then where it says choose campuses, click on campuses. Thank you. Okay, a little bit lower. Okay, you see right here, students, where it says you've qualified for a UC application fee waiver. You can apply to 4 campuses. So on there where it says choose campuses, it will let you know whether you qualified for that fee waiver and whether you will be charged the $70 or not. If you noticed, Ms. Villalvid chose 4 campuses. So it says if you apply to more than 4, each additional campus will cost you $70. And then notice that it says there your estimated cost is 0. So this is where you'll know whether you are qualified again for the fee waiver or whether you're going to have to pay a fee. And I think that's all the questions that we have.
Mrs. Torres, there was actually another question that said, what if you aren't sure about your major?
Okay, so as far as the major, there are some schools have the option of choosing undeclared majors, but there are some schools who basically want you to choose a major and don't have the undeclared option. So if we go to UC Irvine, Mr. Armis, yeah, let's see if the undecided or undeclared option is there, which is usually at the end. There you go, undeclared. So choose the one that's best related to what you think. Yeah, there you go. So you may have no idea, and that's what you would choose. But maybe you know you want something in the sciences, but you just don't know exactly what. Then if you notice, there was an option, undeclared sciences. So then you would choose that. There are a few schools, though, that do not have that option of undeclared. So if the school does not have the option, just like UC Berkeley right there as an alternate major, they do not offer alternate majors, so it won't even give you an option. The same thing for a major. If undeclared is not an option as a major and they want you to choose a major, then you're going to need to. Now again, each school is different. So you're gonna have to go through each school and kind of verify, you know, what options they have.
Thank you, Mrs. Torres. That was all the questions in the chat so far.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Armis, you're on for the academic history section.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I just want to say welcome, Olympians. Thank you for being here this afternoon. What the counseling team is doing is basically investing in your time and your future, because this is critical. I just want to provide some reminders and kind of share with you who's presenting. We have Mr. Orozco, Mr. Anthony Orozco, who is our college advisor. He is a person that it plays a very instrumental role in guiding and advising our students, especially our seniors, as they apply to universities and colleges. So please reach out to him if you have any questions. And of course, you can reach out to your counselors. We're there for you. We have Ms. Torres, who is a counselor for students whose last name begins with the letters A through GA, and then we have Ms. Villalvir, which is basically her last letters are GEN through N. And then, of course, you have me, yours truly, whose last names I service with O through Z. And then we also have counseling interns from USC and University of Laverne that are also helping us throughout this semester. So what I'm going to do before we begin, I'm going to take the next two sessions, which is basically academic history. If you look on your right-hand side, I have clicked on academic history, and it gives me various subsections that we have to complete. And then I'm also going to be covering the test scores. So before I proceed with the academic history, I want to provide you with some reminders. I want you to be very, very clear in this. And if you have any questions, once again, please ask. One, that when you apply to a university, you're basically completing a legal document that you enter into an agreement with that university that all the information that you submit on the application is basically as accurate that to your ability and to your knowledge. Okay. Secondly, we have students that have completed college classes via the Mount San Antonio dual enrollment program, or some have taken summer school classes at Rio Hondo or even at Mount Sac. And if that's you, you're going to have to complete an additional step that I will be reviewing later on, because you're going to have to include those courses as a college student. That means that you completed classes as a college student. So you were a concurrent student, duly enrolled. You attended Bassett High School, and you also have attended either Mount SAC or you're currently attending Mount SAC. So what we're going to do is we're going to view the academic history. So I'm going to click on the introduction. And here, basically, you get an academic history introduction. And it basically says that that you'll have an opportunity to write down your academic history. And these courses and the grades that you're going to be inputting in the 9th, 10th, and 11th grade and 12th grades is just basically a way that the university will determine if you meet the A through G subject requirements. And because in order for you to attend the UC schools, you're going to have to meet the A through G subject requirements. You will also have an opportunity, there may be some of you, that while you were in the 7th or 8th grade, you completed courses that fulfilled the A through G subject requirements. For example, if you come from a middle school in which you took integrated course 1 or algebra 1, well, that means that that course is an A through G math subject requirement, and you already completed at least 1 year in the 7th or 8th grade. If you completed a foreign language at the middle school, you can also get credit for that. So we'll be going over that in a bit. So the very important thing also is that you need to look at your transcript. The transcript has all of your academic records. It has the courses that you completed and the grades that you earned in each of those courses. Okay, don't enter. I want you to take a look at what it says right here. Don't enter information from your memory. When you enter information from your memory, you may get it confused with whether it was a semester grade that you're inputting or whether it was a quarter grade that you're inputting. So the best thing to do is make sure that you get your transcript, and whatever's on your transcript has to be reflected on this application. It is important to report all your schools. So there may be some students that are seniors that attended 2 high schools. They attended a high school in another city or state, and now they're at Bassett High School. But if that's the case, we're going to show you how you can record this. Courses and grades exactly as they appear on your official transcripts or academic records. So that's very critical. Okay, so we're going to hit continue. And here you will have an opportunity to write down your 7th and 8th grade academic history. So basically the question is, I'm going to skip on this right here, and I'm going to go to this right here. Did you take any high school level math courses in 7th or 8th grade? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to basically say, you know what? I didn't take any courses, so I'm going to put no. Because I went to Torch and Edgewood and I took Math 8. And when I was at Torch and Edgewood, I didn't take a foreign language class, so I'm going to put no. Did you take any courses in the foreign language? Oh, there it is. In this case, I'm going to put no. And then international school experience. Did you attend schools outside the United States for part of your 6th through 8th grades? No, I did not attend school outside of the United States during 6th through 7th through 8th grade. So now I'm going to hit save and continue. And then again, if any of these apply to you and you put yes, then what's going to happen is that, like, say for instance, if you come over here and you put yes, I did take a foreign language, it's going to ask you for the course name. And then it's going to ask you when you took it. Was it a full year or less than a full year? What the category was? Was it a first year language? Was it a second year language? So for example, let's assume that you took a Spanish class at Torch, and you come over here and you say, I took Spanish. It was equivalent to 1 year. It was a full year course, and the name of the course was Spanish 1. Okay. And then you basically, you come over here, and if you have another course that you took, you add another course. So in this case, I'm just going to save and continue. And now it takes me to my academic history. So that 7th and 8th grade, that information is going to be stored. And when you review all of your application, you're going to see that that Spanish class is going to be reflected on there. So now here it says we're going to be providing the academic history while you were in high school. So you're going to need to enter all the schools, regardless of how long you attended the school or the grades you received. It is important to give accurate information in this section. Providing incomplete or incorrect information may jeopardize your UC admissions enrollment. Again, going back to that point that I made, that this is a legal document that you're basically saying that all this information is accurate. So again, if you have any questions, please reach out to us and we'll help you. So let's go ahead and let's add the high schools that you attended. So the question is, where did you attend high school? Well, I'm going to include here that I've been attending high school in California. So now it's asking me, did you participate in a specialized curriculum like homeschool, which means that you were at home and you had a teacher come into the home and providing you instruction, or whether you were in independent studies, meaning that at one point you were at home and then you came to school like once a week or twice a week. If that doesn't apply to you, you leave it blank. So I'm going to leave it blank because that doesn't apply to me. I'm going to say that I've attended, Bassett for 4 years. Now here, we're going to search for the high school that you are attending. So in this case, it's asking me to enter the school's name, city, or the school code. Well, I know the school code, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write down the name of the schools just in case you don't know the code. So let's type in, we're going to type in here, I'm attending Bassett High School, and that's in La Puente. And then we hit search. And then when I look over here, it says, hey, there's 0 entries of 0 entries. And I'm like, okay, what did I do? So in this case, you know what? I'm going to say, well, let me try just La Puente. That's the city, La Puente. And let's see if it gives me the name of the school. Ah, there, I have some schools here. If you notice, La Puente generates schools that are in the city of La Puente. We have Bassett Adult School, we have Bishop Amat, we have Hacienda La Puente, we have La Puente High School, Nogales, Nueva Vista. And hey, I can't find my school. So what's going on here? So, oh, there it is, Bassett, I passed it. Okay, so now I'm gonna hit select. And if you notice, the school code is 050238, but I'm gonna hit select. And now it says, okay, there's Bassett High School, there's a code, specialized curriculum. Did you complete any specialized curriculum? So in this case, I did not complete any pathways at Bassett, but say for instance, you completed, you were in the Health Academy. This is a very good opportunity for you to select this box to put Health Academy. We don't have IB classes, which is called International Baccalaureate. We don't offer Magnet and other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, go back to career pathway. The pathways that we offer at Bassett include business and career, pre-engineering, and Health Academy. If you did not complete the sequencing of those classes, meaning that if you didn't complete all of the courses that are on that pathway, then most likely you're not going to be able to check this out. However, I am in upper bound, so I'm going to click other because upper bound is considered a specialized curriculum. If you choose other, please specify. So I'm going to put here upward bound program. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so it just upward bound. And then you know what? Let's be very conscientious that we capitalize the letters that need to be capitalized. Okay, when did you attend this high school? Well, I attended this high school starting in August. Actually, you know what? I went to summer school. No, I didn't. I went to school in August, and the year I believe was 2017. So I started at Bassett High School in 2017, and the end date is going to be June because I'm going to graduate in June of next year, which is class of 2021. Okay, so there's my there's how I would complete this, showing that I've attended Bassett for 4 years. What grades did you attend at this high school? Okay, I attended 9th grade. Academic year selection, we're going to put down 2017, 2018. And then I attended the 10th grade, which is the following year, 2018, 2019. And then I also attended 11th grade, which was last year, the 2019, 2020 school year. And I also am attending the 12th grade, which is this year, which is the 2021 So it shows that I'm going to finish in 21. And then what I'm going to do is I also have an opportunity to write down if I took summer courses after this grade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, yes, I took a class after 9th grade and I took a class after 11th grade. Okay, as an example. In the 10th grade, I decided that I wasn't going to go to summer school, and so I'm not going to click those. All right. The next question is, what is the school's grading system? Well, we grade A, B, C, or D.
If I may interject, Mr. Armis, really quick. We have a question that goes really well with this grading, with the grades, entering the grades, as far as if the student attended summer before 9th grade.
Okay, that's a very good question. So summer before 9th grade, I believe there is an area that's going to ask us in the application, excuse me, if they attended summer before 9th grade. Let's hold off onto that until we get to the 9th grade to see how we're going to be able to share that information. If not, we may have to go to the 7th and 8th grade.
Do you notice there, Mr. Armis, where it says add another grade? Is that an option for 8th grade and to put summer after 8th?
Let's see. Let me take a look. Okay, so here, I'm not sure. Let me take a look and see how 9th grade is going to be shown. And
Okay.
If not, we may have to come here to add summer school.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Okay, so we'll get back to that one. That's a very good question, and we'll see how we'll populate that course if they took the class before 9th grade. Okay, what is the school's term system? We're going to say we are in the semester system. We have 2 semesters, fall and spring. And is this the school that you're going to graduate from? And I'm going to say yes, absolutely. Okay, so now it's asking me what degree or diploma will you have received? Okay, so the degree or diploma that we're going to be getting is the high school secondary diploma. And then it says date received or to be received. So we're going to select, I'm going to get this diploma in June of 2021. Again, letting them know that my expected graduation date is on June, and that's when I expect to receive that diploma. So let's go ahead and save and continue. And now it says right here, before you enter information about the courses and grades, we need to know about the high schools you attended, including summer schools. Okay, wait a minute. So now it just basically gives me a synopsis or a history for a review of what I included on here. Okay, so basically, you know, it just says here that yes, this is a school code. I am in upper bound because I'm in a special program or health academy or whatever other career pathways are there. There's a grading system. I have summer school classes that I completed after my 9th grade and also after my 11th grade. So it's just a little nice review. And then I'm going to say I have finished adding my high schools. So I'm going to click on here since I only went to 1 high school. If I attend another high school, then of course I will select the other link. So now it says here academic grade history. So here we're getting an opportunity to write down what courses I completed during the 9th grade. I'm going to give you some examples of how are you going to populate this. And here's where the transcript is critical because you're going to need your transcript to do this. So I'm going to put enter courses and grade. Okay, so let's read what it says right here. It says to enter your courses and grades, click on a subject area to see the list of courses offered at your school and select the courses you took and the grades you received. If you took summer courses after 8th grade, but before 9th grade, you should enter them here. So going back to that question that Ms. Torres was asking that we had on our chat is what about if I took a summer school class before my 9th grade year? This is where we would include that course. Okay, so let me repeat that again. It says right here, if you took summer courses after 8th grade, but before 9th grade, you should enter them here. So I know that we have students that take advantage of our accelerated courses. So if you took, like, say, Art 1 or Spanish Speakers 1 or Integrated Math 1 before entering the 9th grade, you're going to enter that information here. Okay, and then this is a very important note also. If your courses aren't listed, check the box next to I don't see my courses at the bottom of the page and enter them manually. So sometimes, you know, that may happen. We'll see as I enter my grades if that's a situation. And then it says here, please report all grades received for all academic courses you are enrolled in, including courses you may have repeated at a later date. Okay, so basically what that means to me is this. Let's assume that I took Integrated Math 1 and I got a grade. I wasn't too happy with that grade. And then I took Integrated Math 1 in the summer and I got an A or a B. What my understanding is that they want to see everything that you took. So I would include Integrated Math 1 that I took in the 9th grade with the grades that I'm really not too happy with. But then I'm going to show that I retook that course in the summer with grades that I'm now comfortable with. And then it says right here, do not list non-academic courses such as PE or athletics, which are sports, keyboarding, driver's ed, ROTC, tutoring, career planning, test preparation, or teacher assistance classes. So basically what they want to know is what A through G courses have you completed? All right, so let's move over here. And now, if you notice, the academic year is broken down into various departments. We have social science, we have English, math, lab science, language other than English, which could be either Spanish for us at Bassett High School or our American Sign Language, or if you went to another high school and you took Mandarin, for instance, I've seen a transcript with that course on there, then this is where you will include it, visual and performing arts and college prep electives. And then if you notice, it says here, I don't see my courses. So let's go over here and let's start off with history, social science. So we're gonna go here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, well, I'm a 9th grader. We know that some 9th graders took AP Human Geo, but I also know that I didn't do that. So I'm not gonna include anything here because if you notice, I don't have my history here. I know I took ethnic studies and ethnic studies is under history. So most likely my ethnic studies is going to be under college prep elective. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that blank because I didn't take any of these courses. Now I'm going to go to English. In English, I took English 9 honors. So I'm going to put English 9 honors. And then it's going to ask me, what grade did you get for the first semester? So grade 1, I got an A. And grade 2, I got an A minus. But if you notice, there's no A minuses here. So you just put an A because the UC schools, they don't want you to populate plus or minuses. We're just going to put it as AA. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go to mathematics. In mathematics, I took Integrated Math 1. So I'm going to look for Integrated Math 1, and there it is. So I'm going to put Integrated Math 1. And for Integrated Math 1, I got a B and a B. Okay, I'm going to go to the next class, lab science. All right, when I was a 9th grader, I took biology. So I'm going to put down biology. My grade was an A, and my grade was an A. If you notice, there's also biology honors. So some of you could have taken biology honors. So we're going to move on now. Foreign language other than English. In this case, I did not take a foreign language when I was a 9th grader, so I'm going to leave that blank. Visual and performing arts, I did take drama. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put drama. There it is. I'm going to include drama, and I received an A, and I also received an A. And of course, you know, it also lets you know all the other subject areas that are available at Bassett High School. You just scroll down and try to figure out which courses you selected. Now I'm going to go to college prep electives. And here I took ethnic studies. There it is. So ethnic studies, I took that class, and I took ethnic studies on my 2nd semester. So for first semester, I'm going to put NO, which means that I did not take the class first semester. I took the class 2nd semester. That is very important. Sometimes there are issues with students' transcripts, or actually in the way students report it, because they'll put down that they took ethnic studies in the first semester, and they'll leave this blank, which it'll show that there's an error. So in this case, I did not take ethnic studies first semester, I took it second semester. Now, I also took college and career, and if I notice, there's college and career. So I'm going to put college and career, and I know that in college and career, I took that the first semester. And for that class, I got a B. Second semester, I didn't take the class, so I'm going to put no. So very clearly defined here that in this case, first semester, I took college and career. Second semester, I took ethnic studies, and I put no that I didn't take it during the first semester or second semester. So now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, okay, I'm cool. This is good. I saw all my courses. I don't need to click on, I don't see my courses. So now I hit save and continue. And it says there are errors. Okay, well, let's see what the errors are. So I'm going to come over here and see if I can find what the error is. Let me see what the error is that I have. Okay, ceramics. Oh, I don't remember checking ceramics, but hey, I'm gonna unclick that, because if you notice, ceramics was clicked, was checked off, and it needed a grade. So I didn't take ceramics, so now, oh, there it is again. So I'm just gonna see, it says it needs a grade, and I left it blank. So the application is set to recognize these errors. I'm gonna unclick that, and now I'm gonna be able to go down and say save and continue.
Mr. Arma?
Yes.
There's a question on the chat that says, what if students took an honors class that isn't listed? How would they go about putting it on there, on the application?
Okay, so let's go back. I'm gonna go back to I'm gonna answer that question and looking at these grades here. So here, if you notice, you have an opportunity to double check that what you entered is correct. So if you notice, it says English 9 honors. There's my semester 1 grade, there's my semester 2 grade. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have 6 classes. Actually, there's 5. The only class that I don't have here is PE. But if I notice, hey, I noticed that I took an honors class. So let's go back over here. And let's assume that I took, let's see. I will go here to, I don't see my classes. Subject area, it depends on what subject area you took in honors. So let's assume that it was in, say I took, a computer science class. Let's just assume, I'm making it up because I'm not sure what honors class in particular a student took that wasn't on there, but let's assume that I took computer science. So I'm going to put computer science. The course name was computer applications class. Honors type, it was honors level. HL means honors level. And then what grade did I get? I was a very good student in that class. I got an A and I got an A. So that's how you would add a class if you don't see it in your drop-down windows when you click on every subject there. So I hit save and continue. Now again, I'm going to go back here, and if you notice where is that science class? So college and careers, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, where's my science class? Oh, there it is right there. Computer application. Oh, but it showed it in summer school. Okay, so I have a problem here. So let me go and edit the course because I didn't take this class in the summer. I took it during the school year. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go back. For some reason, I'm in the summer school summer session. So, so no, that's not correct. So I'm going to clear that. Okay, and let me go back where it says college prep electives. And when I go here, it's not allowing me to show it. Let me go to English.
Mr. Armis, just to, those are all the summer. If you notice, all of them say summer.
Yeah, I'm wondering how I got to summer.
I think you need to like basically close that and go to the summary for 9th grade. And then you could potentially go back.
Okay, so let me see here. So continue, okay, let me see what the, okay, so there's an error here somewhere. Please enter your courses. Yeah, it's, so you know what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go back to where it says high schools. Let me see if it takes me to high schools. Okay, skip. Okay, so when I come here, okay, I'm gonna say I finished adding my high schools. I'm gonna go here. And then it takes me to the summary. Okay, oh, here it is. See where it says summer school session? Okay, I clicked on edit during summer school. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to edit for the school year. So that's a good point there. I'm going to go to edit during the school year. And during the school year, I'm going to put that class that I took. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to say, I don't see the course. So right here, I don't see my course. And then I'm going to say, I took a computer, where's that computer? Okay, computer science, course name, computer applications. It was an honors level, and I got an A, and I got an A. So now I'm gonna hit save and continue. And when I hit save and continue, one of the things that I noticed is that it gives me an opportunity to write down what classes that you complete in summer school. So here's where I'm gonna put down the summer school grade. So for instance, if I took integrated, let's assume I took a foreign language. So I'm going to edit this one and I'm going to say, it says here, I'm going to clear this and I'm going to clear that. And I'm going to go to foreign language. And I'm going to put down, I took Spanish speakers 1 in the summer. And in this class, I got an A and I got a B. So now I come here and it shows that I completed Spanish speakers 1 in the summer. Okay.
Mr. Armis?
This is the summer after 9th grade. However, I just realized that I also took Art 1 before entering 9th grade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to include it because the direction says to include it in the 9th grade. So I'm going to come here and edit. Yes, Ms. Torres, did you want to say something?
Yes, when you're done, we have another question that's related.
Okay, so here what it says, if you took summer school courses after the 8th grade, but before 9th grade, you should enter them here. Well, I'm going to follow the directions and I took art in the summer. So I'm just going to go back and I'm going to say, I'm look for art. Here it is, visual and performing arts. I took art 1 with Mr. Prieto and I was very successful in that class because I'm a very good artist. So now I'm including it there. And I'm going to say save and continue. So now when I look at my summary, it's going to look like I took a lot of classes in the 9th grade, but that's because I'm also including summer school here. And I have my summer school for after 9th grade. And what was the question that you had, Ms. Torres, or that the question that there's on the chat?
So the question on the chat is if they made up a grade. So let's say they, took Math 1 and received a D second semester, and they made that up in the summer. The question is, do they put the D and the one they made up from the summer, or do they just put the one that they made up in the summer?
Okay, that's a very good question. I'm going to answer it by going to the 10th grade and showing an example. So now I'm going to say 9th grade is correct, and let's answer that question with 10th grade. So I'm going to go to 10th grade, and I'm going to say, okay, enter the courses here for the 2018-2019 year. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go back and read this again to answer that question. It says, please report all grades received for all academic courses you enrolled in, including courses you may have repeated at a later date. So I think that question, I'm gonna answer it here well. So let's assume that in this case, the question was, hey, I took math I took math during the school year. Let's assume I took math 2. And I got a C and a D. Okay? I got a C and a D. And in my English class, and now I'm taking monoworld history. Okay, I take monoworld history and I got a C and an A. In my English class, I took honors and I rocked that class. I got an A and I got an A. Okay, mathematics, I got a C and a D. Lab science, now I took chemistry and I got a B and I got an A. Wow. Okay, I didn't take any of these college prep electives. I didn't take. So let's assume that this is all I took. All right, I'm gonna save and continue. So here's how you're gonna do the, oh, wait a minute. Continue working. See, I keep clicking on the boxes here. Okay. All right, so the question was math. So let's go back to that math. Okay, so the math was taken in the summer. And in this case, if you notice, I didn't put summer after 10th grade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back because I realized that I didn't put summer after 10th grade. So I'm going to save and continue. I'm going to go back to high schools. And I'm going to save I finished there because that's my safe spot. So I'm going to come here now. And okay, where's my summer school session? So I'm going to go to, okay, where is it at? Let me go back to high schools. Okay, here it is. So if you notice right here, it says that in the 9th grade, I took classes after summer school, but in the 10th grade, I didn't write it down. And I just realized that I did take a math one in the summer. So now I'm going to do is I'm going to hit edit and I'm going to make a correction there. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to say, okay, I also took a summer class after my 10th grade. So now I'm going to come here, save and continue. Now I'm going to go to 10th grade over here. Okay, it says changing your grade level academic year with the elite courses and grades associated with these. If you ever into, oh boy, okay, are you sure you want to change your grade level? Okay, wait a minute. I'm not changing my grade level. I'm just changing that I took summer classes. I don't remember changing my grade level. So it may delete what I wrote. So let's go. All right, I'm going to put yes. So let me go to 10th grade, and it's possible that it deleted. Go to high schools. Looks like you already enter your high school courses. Before you can do so, you need to add information about your high school. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, so what's going on? Has summer school classes, Grades attended. For some reason, no? Okay, so let's look over here. So specialized. I went there, I attended 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grades, ABC, it's a semester. Yes, high school diploma. Okay, save and continue. Okay, so now let me go to 10th grade. Okay, what's going on here, miss? Let me go to 9th grade. Okay, why isn't it recognizing my high school? Before you enter.
Your high school's there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I see. I don't see the name of the high school. Oh, there it is. There's the name of the high school. So why isn't it? It says required. See, it says right there required. Am I missing something here?
No, that's just giving you That's just letting you know that anything that has an asterisk is required.
Okay, so I'm gonna add, I finished my high schools, so I'm gonna come here. Oh, okay, and then I'm gonna continue. Okay, so you know what I think you know what I think it did? Okay, so this is 9th grade. I'm gonna continue again. Okay, now it's saying that, oh, this is my 10th grade. Okay, so this is where it looks like if you do make an adjustment like I did, it gives you, the application is set up so that it makes sure that what you did was correct and accurate. So sometimes it asks you the same question twice, and that's what it did for me. So now it says summer school after 10th grade, right? Because this is 10th grade. So I'm gonna put in here enter courses. And I noticed that my math I retook in the summer, and I retook integrated math 2. And I took the whole year again. I got a B, and a second semester I got an A for summer school. And I'm gonna say save and continue. And when I do that, now it's gonna show that the D grade that I received in math 2 was completed in summer school, and I got an A. But in this case, Ms. Torres was my counselor, and she counseled me on taking the whole summer because she mentioned that if I reviewed, it would be a good strengthening of my skills. So even though I got a C right here, I took the whole year. So now the university see that I got a B and an A, but I put down my original grades here. So that should answer the question in terms of how do you show when a class is taken again, okay, in the summer. All right, so then we go with continue, and we'll do the same thing for 11th grade. Actually, I'm not gonna do the 11th and 12th grade. I'm wondering if it's gonna allow me to go and skip. So what you do is you just go over here, enter the courses that you earned in the 11th grade, and then in the 12th grade, you're gonna do the same thing, okay? Now, actually, you know what? I'm gonna show you something here. I'm gonna do this, 11th grade.
If we could try to move on to the college.
Yes, so that's what I was gonna do right here. So let's assume that while I was in the 11th grade, I took English 1A during my 11th grade year. For English, if you notice, English dual enrollment 1A, English freshman composition doesn't appear here. Okay? Why? Because that English class that I took in dual enrollment is a college class. So where in the world am I going to put it? Do I put it right here where it says I don't see my courses? No. What I want you to do, I want to take you over to the right-hand side again. We have 11th grade, we have 12th grade, and then it says colleges attended in high school, followed by college courses taken in high school. So that is where I'm going to put down my dual enrollment class. So I'm going to go and I'm going to skip 11th grade. Let me see if it allows me to skip. So I'm going to hit cancel. And I'm going to go now. I'm just going to jump over to colleges attended. Okay, so, and if you notice here, it says academic history 7/8. And so one of the things it says here, it says you can enter information about the course below if you, oh no, this is the Spanish. International, save and continue. Why isn't it allowing me to go to this directly here? Okay, colleges, here it is. Colleges attended while in high school. So let's read what it says here. If you took any college or university courses in high school, you'll need to enter them in this section. You must enter all colleges you've attended while in high school, regardless of how long you attended, whether courses were completed or whether you believe your record will affect your chances for admissions. Providing incomplete or incorrect information may jeopardize your UC admissions or enrollment. So let's go ahead and add a college. So we understand that, hey, if I took a class, I have to report it. So I'm gonna click on add college. And it says here that you'll need information about each college as you attended, one at a time. First, tell us where your college is located. So I'm gonna say it's located in California. My goodness, I'm gonna put right here, the best thing to do is put the city. Mount SAC is in the city of Walnut. So I'm going to say search, and I'm going to look for the college. College name, where is it at? Okay, it didn't give it to me in the city of Walnut. So let's type in.
Yeah, for Mount SAC, Mr. Armis,
What is it?
San Antonio usually brings it up.
San Antonio?
Yes.
Okay, so, all right, folks, if you attended a class, remember San Antonio. Okay, there it is. So I'm going to say select. Okay, and then it says, when did you attend this college? Well, I attended in the 11th grade. So I'm going to put down the 11th grade was the month I went in the second semester, which was in, the class started in January. So I'm going to put January of, see, 2019, 2020. So January of 2020. End date, no, yes, end date was June 2020. So that shows a semester. Okay, during which grades and terms did you attend this college? Okay, what grade did you get? I mean, I took the class during my 11th grade. I didn't take it in the fall. Mr. Orozco, are we saying that the class is completed in this winter or spring?
It's going to be in the winter. That's what Mount SAC said.
Okay, so if you took a class second semester, Mount SAC wants you to record it down as winter. So it was winter 2020. Winter 2020. And then I didn't go to school in the spring or the summer. And what is the college grading system? They provide a letter grade. I'm going to save and continue. So now here, it shows me that Mount SAC is the college that I attended from January 2020 to June 2020, because I only went one semester. So I'm going to add, I finished adding colleges. So now it's going to ask me enter the course and grades. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to add, for instance, I took an English class. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say I took, actually, you know what? Yeah, I took an English class and there's my class, English 1A. What was my grade? I did really well in English. I got an A, subject area. It meets the English requirement. And you know what? After school, I also took that American Sign Language. So I'm going to go over here under American Sign Language. And I think that's going to be sign language. Is it here? There it is. I also took American Sign Language 101. And I also did well in that class. And that class fulfills the foreign language requirement. So I'm going to look for foreign language other than English. And it's equivalent to 1 year. So I'm going to put 1 year there. Language name. There it is, American Sign Language. Okay, so now I'm going to say save and continue. So then it gives me a summary there that I took during this last semester of my 11th grade. I took 2 dual enrollment classes. During the second semester, I took English and American Sign Language. So I took American Sign Language and I took English. So that's how it's shown on here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to additional information and see what that says. Okay, oh, my CSS ID number. Very, very important that you remember this. The CSS ID number is basically the number that is reported to the California State Department of Education, and you'll be able to get that number from your transcript. It's on your transcript. So when you look at your transcript, it's going to give you, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 7-digit number, so you'll include your ID number there. So if you know please enter below. So it says right here, okay, so in this case, I'm going to leave it blank. Okay, and then it says missing high school courses. So it tells me here that, hey, you didn't include all your 11th grade or your 12th grade information. And then it says, I confirm that I have no course requests. Okay, so in this case, I'm not going to click that because I still have to go back and do that. Okay, And then here on the additional comments, I really like this part because in this additional comments, you'll have an opportunity to write down any unusual circumstances. So let's read what it says here. If there's anything else you want us to know about your academic history, you can do this. You can do so in the space below. But remember, you should use this space only if you want to describe anything that you have not had the opportunity to include elsewhere in this section. For example, a break in attendance, poor grades in a particular course year, specific information about your school environment or policies that affect your academic record or choices. So one of the things that I want to say here is, like say for instance, during my senior year, I was unable to enroll in my AP English class due to class schedule conflicts. As a result, I was placed in an English 12 general class. Okay, so in other words, they're going to look at the universities are going to look at my transcript and they're going to say, hey, you took English 9 honors, you took English 11 honors, you took English, freshman English in the 11th grade, and then you took a regular English class in the 12th grade. Why didn't you take an AP English class? Well, I'm going to give them that information because they don't know. They don't know that I had a conflict and I couldn't take the class. So here you can write down any unusual circumstance that you feel the university doesn't know about you just by looking at your grades. Okay, I'm going to hit save and continue. Okay, and it says continue working. Let me see what's going on here. It says that I have some errors. Oh, I'm going to say here that I confirm that I have no more course requests. Just to basically move along. I know I would have to come back and correct it. Or actually, you know what? No, I'm going to say I'm going to continue, save and continue, because I do want to go back and correct that. I'm going to say skip the page for now. And now I'm going to go to the review, and this is everything that I included. It's a review of all the grades that I posted, the name of the school. Here's all my grades. Okay, there's my 10th grade, there's my 11th grade, there's my 12th grade that has no courses, and then there's my Mount San Antonio College classes that I completed.
Mr. Armis.
Yes.
If you go to Mount San classes, we have a couple of questions. So if
okay. So go back to, go to colleges attended in high school?
Yeah, go there.
Okay.
And then what we, so a couple of the questions are, what do they put for semester 2 this year, because they haven't submitted semester 2. So I believe the option is to put in progress, right? Or put the course that we will be taking semester 2. And I believe it is also winter. So if you plan on taking a second course, so like this year right now, if you're taking a class, you're like, as a 12th grader, you're likely taking freshman composition, which you will put 12th grade fall, right? And then you would put, as a grade, you would put IP, which is, I think it's in progress.
Okay, so let's go over here then. What you're gonna do is, when did you attend this college? Okay, I attended in January of 2020. And I'm also going to finish in June of 2021. So I'm going to change this here to show my second semester, right? Because I'm enrolled in a dual enrollment class right now, you're saying, right? And also second semester?
Yes.
Okay, so then I'm going to say, to June 2021. Grade, for the 11th grade, I took, if you notice, I took a class, which was an English class. So I'm going to put winter 2020. Okay, then I'm going to say add another grade down here. And then during the 12th grade, I am taking a class right now, which is 2021. And I'm also going to take a second semester class 2021. Okay, so then I'm going to say save and continue.
Actually, fall would be 2020, guys, not 2021. Mr. Armis. For this year.
Okay, yes, you're right. So let me go back. Where is it at?
Edit.
Yes, so let me go right here with edit. And this should say 2020. Yeah, fall of 2020, because we're still in this year.
Yeah, and
Okay.
Mr. Jarvis, would the start date be August?
Well, it doesn't give me an opportunity over here to say, it says, when did you attend this college?
Yeah,
Yes, because this student in particular was attended in January last year as a junior. So that's
So-
why it starts in January.
yeah.
So January 2020, now if the student attended, like say at the beginning of the year, then you would put August 2019 here.
Right, as an 11th grader.
Okay, so now it shows here that in the 11th grade, I took a second semester class, which was winter 2020, and in the 12th grade, I took a fall class, which is now, and I'm also going to take a class in the winter.
So
And
notice
the-
fall and winter are the two different semesters, guys, you are using for the college, okay?
Okay, then it gives me, are you sure you want to continue? Yes. So if you notice, it gives me that twice because it wants to make sure that I'm doing this correctly. So I said I finished. Okay, so now it'll
So-
give me an opportunity, folks, to enter the courses that I'm taking in the fall. So let's go over here, like Ms. Torres was asking, there's a good question there. So let's go with 12th grade. And so what I'm going to do is, if you notice these codes here, it says here in progress. That's what I want to say. Now, if you withdrew from the class, you can also put withdraw. So let's go over here, and the class that I took, let me make up a class. Let me say that I took,
If you don't mind, Mr. Ramos, can you use just the same one, the English freshman composition?
okay, sure. So let me go to English. So I'm going to go here, English. It's English 1A. Grade, okay, so I'm going to put in here, if you notice, it's IP, which means in progress because I'm taking the class right now. What subject area does it fulfill? It's an English course, so I'm going to go over here and type in English. And then, so I'm going to hit save and continue.
And then second semester, let's say students are going to be taking the critical writing for winter.
Okay, so I'm going to hit enter courses for the winter for 12th grade. So I'm going to click on there. And now I'm going to look again, it's an English class. So I'm going to come here, hit English. And this one is English 1C, which is critical thinking. So again, it's planned. Now here we're going to put planned. Okay, so now that brings me up to a very good point. Planned, and this is an English also. So I'm going to click English. And then I'm going to hit save and continue. Okay, so with the planned courses, I'm going to take you now to 12th grade because if you notice here, it shows that the student completed American Sign Language and freshman composition. The student already got grades. And then in the 12th grade, the student is taking freshman composition. It's in progress with the IP. And then for second semester, the student is taking critical thinking and it's planned. Okay. That's what you're going to do also in the 12th grade year. So let's continue here. And I'm going to go to 12th grade really quick. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to say skip the page for now. But I'm going to take you to a 12th grade. Because in the 12th grade, you're going to be writing down the courses in a similar fashion. So for instance, for the 2020-21 year, okay, it gives you specific directions right here. Your grades will automatically default to IP, which means in progress, for courses you're currently taking, and PL for plan for courses you're planning on taking or continuing at a later time in the 12th grade. So I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to basically say, I know that I'm going to take, right now, I'm taking American government. Okay. If you notice, I'm taking American government for the first semester. It means in progress. But am I going to take government in the second semester? No. So I'm going to go there and I'm going to hit no. I'm not going to take that class second semester. I'm only going to take it first semester because second semester, I'm going to take economics. economics doesn't appear here, but it appears under college prep electives. So I have to remember to put economics in my college prep electives. This is where we see a lot of errors with students, okay? So make sure that you populate this correctly. I'm taking English. I believe it's English literature. So if you notice, it says in progress for first semester, and I plan to take this class second semester, and that is absolutely correct. So I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, math. Okay, for mathematics, I'm taking AP statistics. I'm currently enrolled in it. It's in progress, and then I plan to take it second semester. Okay, lab science. I'm not taking a lab science. I'm not taking a foreign language. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, okay, so here's another. So I'm going to go to college prep electives. For college prep electives, I'm going to put down here, where's economics? There's my economics. So I'm not taking economics first semester. So I'm going to say no, but I plan to take it second semester. So that's going to be in progress. I also notice that I'm taking a psychology class. So psychology should be down here and I don't see it. So where's my psychology? Is it under social studies? It's not under social studies. And it's not under English, it's not under math. It's not under lab science. It has to be here. So we have AP psychology, but I'm not taking AP psych. So if you notice, it doesn't appear here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I don't see my courses. So I'm going to put down here, subject area, psychology is under social sciences. Or I can put it under electives, but it's an elective social science. Course name, I'm going to put psychology. Is it psychology or introduction to psychology?
Psychology.
Psychology, right? Okay, so I'm going to put psychology. It's not honors, so NH means not honors. And then this is going to be in progress for first semester, and second semester I'm not going to take it. And I'm going to add another course because after psychology, since it's only a semester class, it's going to be changed to Introduction to American Culture. So I'm going to say add another class. And here I'm going to say it's also a social studies elective. Course name, Introduction to American Culture.
Mr. Ernest, we are almost out of time.
Okay, so here, okay, very good. I'm going to wrap it up. So no honors. This one is no, and this one is going to be in progress. Save and continue. So now it shows here that these classes, American government is in progress, but not available. I'm not going to take it in the second semester, whereas English, it's in progress and I plan to take it. And the same thing with the other courses here. No for Introduction to American Culture first semester, and yes for psychology first semester. So I'm going to continue. Okay, so once I do all of that, it takes me to the colleges that I attended, courses. So I'm going to go to additional information now. I'm going to say skip, and because we're running out of time, so I'm going to come over here to the, come on. Why isn't it? Okay, here it goes. So when I go to review, that's what the review is. Come on. Continue to test scores. Test scores. You will have an opportunity. Do you want to report any SAT test scores? So the thing about test scores, I don't have any SAT scores to report, so I'm going to put no. On the other hand, if you are going to report SAT scores because you plan on taking them or you've taken them, if you put yes, it's going to ask you which test are you going to take. You're going to add the test information. In this case, I'm going to take the test in December of 2020, if you are planning on taking it. And then section scores, I don't have to include scores here because I plan to take it. Okay, but if you do have scores since you took the test say earlier when you were in the 10th grade, then you can report the test scores here. Okay, so let's see, what is the error here? December, taken date cannot be in the future. Oh, when did you take the test? Okay, enter your scores after they were reported in the testing agency. Okay, so what's going on here? If you've taken the SAT more than once, okay, so let me go back.
So for that section, Mr. Hermes, it's asking you if you already took the test.
Right, so I have to go back, right? I just have to cancel it. So then I go back here, it says, do you want to report test scores? Yes. Why does it say? Okay, here are things to remember. Enter your scores exactly as they're reported in the test agency. If you have taken a test more than once, report only the highest overall score. So in this case, since I'm planning on taking it, it's not allowing me to include it, right? So
It looks like they're only asking for tests you've taken already.
yeah. So I'm going to put no then, because I haven't taken the test and I don't want to report any SAT scores because I have none to report. So I'm going to say save and continue. And then, oh, okay. Do you have any SAT test scores to report? No. Any subject tests? I didn't take the subject test either. Do you have any AP exams or plan or complete? Oh, okay, here I'm going to write down yes, because I did take a couple of AP exams, or I'm planning on taking AP exams. So it says here you can enter your AP exams one at a time by clicking and add an AP exam button below. You'll be able to enter information about each individual exam in the follow-up questions. When you have finished, enter all your click. Okay, so I'm going to say add an AP exam. I'm just going to show you how to add one really quick. Is this exam completed or planned? I completed my exam. I took in May of last year, of this year, I should say. And which exam did you take? I took a foreign language exam. I took Spanish language and culture. Did you receive a score? Yes. What score did you get? I got a 5. Save and continue. And then, do you have any exams planned? Okay, so I'm going to add one because I plan to take the AP Spanish literature. I plan to take it, so I'm going to click on plan. Which test do you want to take? I'm going to take the Spanish literature. And when do you plan to take it? It's going to be in May of next year. And I'm going to hit save and continue. And then it shows here that I completed a test. I got a 5, and I plan on taking this test in May of 2021. I don't have any other AP exams, so I'm just going to hit save and continue. And now it's asking me, how about any IB? Nope, we don't have any IB courses here, so we're going to hit save and continue. And then TOEFL, nope, TOEFL is basically for students that have been here for less than 2 years. Students from a country where the language of instruction is not English are required to submit a score from the TOEFL or the International English Testing System examination. But in this case, I attended 4 years at Bassett High School, so I'm going to say no, I'm not going to do a TOEFL. And then, do you have any international exams to report? Nope. And then it gives me a summary here. It's a review. Okay, Miss. Any questions that we need to add, or should we continue?
I believe all questions have been answered.
Okay. So I'm going to not share my screen anymore, or do you want me to share the screen and then you continue from there, Miss?
No, go ahead if you want, log out and I'll.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, hi everyone. So we're gonna now go on to the activities and awards section. Let's see. Okay, activities and awards. So basically, you know, we've reviewed all the academic parts of you entering the information. Now they want to know more about you, because remember that the universities view a holistic approach when considering you for admissions, which means that they're not just looking at your academics, that you got A's or B's, or they're looking at also your involvement. And so this is also super, super important. So here is your opportunity to tell them what you're most proud about outside of the classroom, things you're involved in. It's not, I make sure you include everything, not just what you think they want to know. Tell us about anything that you know, any activity you've been involved in. It, like it says here, which means even though you'll have room to tell us about 20 activities and awards, make sure to focus on the ones that are most important to you. Choose experiences that demonstrate commitment, responsibility, leadership, and most of all, genuine interest. So here is activities or awards and description of categories. There's different types of categories, award or honors. You know, some of you think, oh, I haven't received an honors award, but remember Renaissance? That's an award or an honor that you are getting awarded for. So you may not have received a certificate, but you can include those. Also, if you're in the decathlon, academic decathlon, and you know you guys won an award there, include that as well. Any educational preparation programs, this will include like Upward Bound, for instance, extracurricular activities. This includes sports, clubs, hobbies that you have, you know, outside of school. Also, other coursework. This may include courses that are not in the A through G categories. Maybe someone had asked about American culture. Intro to American Culture is not an A through G course, but you could include that under here, under other coursework. Any internships you've had, any volunteering and community service. So those of you that have submitted or have completed community service, this is where you enter all that information. So this is where you get started and you pick the category. And I'm not going to go through each one of these, but I'm going to go through one. And I'm going to go here, community service. So what's the name of the organization? So I'm going to go ahead and choose APEC. This is the Parks and Recreation community program. So let's just say that I was part of APEC and I volunteered. So now please describe the organization, program, school, or group. So, you know, I'm going to be I'm not going to go into detail just because of time. You guys have been here for, you know, an hour, almost 2 hours already. And so I'm going to make it brief, but please ask questions, you know, if something doesn't make sense to you. So here, what's the reason the organization exists today? So APEC is, a program that promotes resources to our community, such as tutoring, the homeless, providing community activities, and more. So I know that APEC does so much more, so, but be detailed. You guys know probably better than me as far as this program. So this is just general. So what you need to do is you do have a limit of characters, but you want to write as much as you can to let them know, because they might not know. Every region has a different name, so they might not know what APEC is. So make sure that you spell it out what APEC is up here. Okay, don't, you know, I just don't know exactly. I just know it as APEC, but I know you want to make sure you write out the words. So let's say I wrote, you know, everything we do here and how we service our community and the things we do for our community. So this is describing the organization. Okay, so then here is, what did you do? So here is being more specific, I guess. So they changed it up on me a little bit, because before it was all in one. So so here is talking about more specifically what, you know, if you've had a leadership role, what did that mean to you? What was the title? Did it mean being a mentor to others, acting as a point person in charge of a specific task, or taking lead role in organization in the event? So as a group, or as a group leader in charge of tutoring students after school, I helped organize different of tutoring may write more. I'm just making this simple, you know, to put something in, but you guys need to write details. They want to know everything about you. It's so important to write everything. So if you're in doubt, write it, okay? Don't leave anything out, because again, they're looking at everything, not just academics. They're looking at the leadership qualities that you've had. They're looking at what you did for others, how you were involved, you know. And so then here, when did you volunteer? I started getting involved in the APEP program in the 10th grade. I continued 11th, and I'm still there. So I'm going to mark all three. How much time did you spend volunteering? A week. I'm going to say I went 2 hours, and then I went the whole year. So the whole year is a total of about 40 weeks, guys, okay? So a semester would be like 20 weeks, and 40 weeks is about the school year. Okay, there's 52 weeks in the whole year, but as far as school year, it's 40. So it's up to you on how many weeks, you know, if you only did it during school or if you went like the whole year. So that would depend on your answer. So I'm going to go ahead and save.
Mrs. Torres?
Yes.
Would Health Academy be considered an activity for that volunteer section?
So it would be a club, I believe. It would be a program. So let me see. Add another activity. So Health Academy, there's different components of it. So I would say it's a educational preparation program. But then I would also consider it as extracurricular, because it's also part of HOSA, and HOSA is the club, the extracurricular activity that comes with it. So I would enter it as both of these programs, and then make sure that you separate the content as far as what you do in each different program. Like here, you would include the internship, you would include, you know, the hours that you're learning about, you know, the different, anything you do outside of HOSA. Then in HOSA, you would talk about, I believe HOSA's the club that hosts like the blood drive and the things you do, the leadership type things that you do to host that. So it's like a combination of these two, I would say.
Thank you.
So again, this is where you list. You should have, you know, there's up to 20, I believe, that you could add. Again, we want you to add everything that you've been, and this is since 9th grade, guys. So everything in the last 4 years, please add it here, and you know, with detail. And I'm gonna move on. And then let's see. Okay, so then like everything else, once you enter everything, it kind of gives you a review of what you've entered. So this is your opportunity to kind of confirm what you've entered, what you've said, you know, all the details that you included. And so if I were to have put 5 things, then I would have a total of 5 listed in the different areas. So now I'm going to continue with scholarships and programs. So here you can apply to a number of scholarships through the UC system, the UC schools, which scholarships again means free money. So here you all come from different backgrounds, different academic interests, different career objectives. And so the schools have scholarships offered to students in particular areas, for example, or certain categories that may be relevant to you. So for example, besides the FAFSA, right, in addition to that, here, for example, you want to click everything that applies to you. So for example, if you're going to be a chemistry major, click on that. Or if you're going to be in education, click on that. Well, I want to be a teacher in chemistry, so then you're clicking on both. Or not in education, but chemistry and engineering, you click on that. So look at, this is academic kind of things you're interested in. Click on everything you may be interested in or your major. Go through everything. Do not, there have been students that have received scholarships from schools based on what students clicked here. So don't just, you know, put this on the side. Go through every single one. When I've checked scholarship applications in the past, I've seen that students check like a total of 5, and then I sit with them and I review everything, and then we end up clicking like 16 by the time we review it. So go through everything. Here, read everything, you know, that, like, for example, are you a veteran? No. Let me see, anything that may pertain here. So I'm going to say nothing pertains to me there. Ancestry and descendants. Okay. So child of San Francisco police, I think that's San Francisco. Child of a farm worker. If your parent is a farm worker, then you would click that. So basically read through everything. Descendant of employee is someone of your parents or ancestors that worked for Warner Brothers, for example. If you're a foster child, you would click that. Mother of, let me see, foster child before the age of 15, you would click that because I'm a foster and I was before age of 15. I was raised by a single parent, you know, student with a parent employed by Frontier, the phone company. Student is Native American or Alaska Native descent, you know, you click that. So you would go through it. Career plans. Okay, I had chosen education. Read through it, kind of see if there's anything that pertains to you. I said I had planned on teaching, right? And then ethnicity. Okay, first generation American, that means you were first generation born here. Okay, I'm first generation born here. First or second generation Asian. First generation citizens of the United States of America, including first generation naturalized citizens. So I'm first generation that's a citizen of the United States of America. So I'm going to click on there. Irish descent, Mexican descent, I'm going to click on there. You know, and basically a student who is undocumented, if that's the case, you know, I would click on there if I wasn't a citizen. So again, click on everything that pertains to you. And if you have a question, ask us. If you're not sure if something pertains to us, ask us. So again, going through all of these, involved in athletics, yep, I was in sports. Participates in extracurricular activity, yep, I was in clubs. You know, working part-time, yep, I'm actually working a couple of hours a week. So go through that. Family circumstances, first generation college student. Yep, that was me. I was the first family member to attend college. I'm the first one, and I have younger siblings, so yep, that would be me too. And my parents single. Yep, my parents are my parents are divorced, or my father passed away, or whatever the situation may be. Students whose first language is not English. Yep, that's me. My first language was Spanish. So again, go through all of these. Okay, click as many as you can. This is for transfer students, meaning students who are transferring from the college, community college. So this won't pertain to you, so don't worry about this area. Here, California born. Yep, I was born in California. I believe there's another one that says from LA County. Yep, woman resident of LA area for 2 or more years. Yep, that's me. I've lived here in the LA area for 2 more years. Save and continue. So then it'll, so here, this is EOP. What is EOP? So UC offers an array of programs and services designed to help every student have a fulfilling college experience. So the Education Opportunity Program is a support program for students who qualify. So if you're interested, you would click here. So EOP and similar campus programs provide assistance through mentorship, academic programs, financial assistance, counseling, advising, and other campus support services to those who are first generation students. So you have to be first generation. So if my older sister went to school, does that make me first generation? Well, when they talk about generation, they're talking about your parents. So as long as your parents didn't complete school, like they might have gone to college a couple of classes, but they didn't complete it, you are still first generation. If your parent completed the university and they got a degree, then you are now considered second generation. So if your siblings and you are the first ones to go to school, then you're considered first generation. And also low income. So if you're first generation college student and you are also considered low income and educationally disadvantaged backgrounds, then you qualify for the EOP services. Now, not all UCs offer EOP, but some do. So this is an opportunity for you to apply. So you apply and you ask, and so here the question is, why are you interested? So here, this is where you want to put, because the reasons why you're interested. Why would you, how can the mentorship, academic programs, counseling, advising, how can that support you through school? So for example, if here you took advantage of like tutoring, you took advantage of Think Together, you took advantage of like counseling, these are all things that helped you be successful in high school. Those are all good reasons that would help you be successful in college as well. So you want to enter all those things, all those reasons. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead.
Storage?
Yes.
I just wanted to let you know, as far as track of time, we're at 3 p.m.
Thank you. So we're almost, I think, done. So here is a summary of all the scholarships I entered. Okay, just letting me know. And here, EOP, yes. And then of course I would write the reason there. Continue to personal insight. This, you guys, and if some students have left, this is one of the most important things of the application, the personal insight questions. Now, academic admissions advisors are saying this is super important, because this is their way of getting to know you better, your life experience, your interests, your ambitions, your aspirations. Think of it as your interview with the admissions office. Think of it as what makes you stand out versus the person next to you, versus another student from another school. So this is your opportunity to shine, to share, to express things that you have not shared or expressed in any of the other areas. Okay, so they don't want you to repeat things from here that they already know, that you already shared with them in the other sections. Okay, they want to when they say insight questions, personal insight, they want more of you. So this becomes very personal. And so, as is personal insight, right? And so here are a few tips that they share with you. Present your information and ideas in a focused, thoughtful manner, making a list of accomplishments, activities. Use specific, concrete examples that support your points. Keep focused, okay? Tell about yourself. We want to know about your personal triumphs or challenges, leadership opportunities, experiences outside of the class. Use your own voice, that reflects your ideas, written by you. Use I and my statements. Try to relax. There are many pieces of information we consider in reviewing your application. I'm going to say something about this right here. One of the things that the colleges once shared with us, or more than once, is that sometimes, you pick a question that relates to somebody. For example, let me see if it's here. So here are the questions, but there was once, did someone kind of influence you, and how? And so what they said is, you need to be careful when you pick a question like that, that you focus in it about you and how that a person or something influenced you, and not so much about that person. So make sure that whatever you talk about, whatever question that you choose, that it's focused on you, that your answers are focused on you and not on the topic or like the role model, for instance. So here are the 8 questions that you can obviously read and see on your own. One of the recommendations is email the questions to yourself and write them on a document, for example. You pick your questions and write them on Word document. Make sure that you revise them. I would also recommend that a couple of teachers revise them, that adults revise them. Again, they're short answers and that's why they tell you to kind of keep focused on your answers, and try not to kind of repeat the same thing. So one recommendation again is to email the questions to yourself, and then once it's perfected, then you could always, when you're ready, you could always copy and paste your answer. Okay, and basically that's the end of it. This is where it pretty much ends with once you answer the questions. Now let me see what is next here.
If I can add really fast, so UC Santa Barbara is sending an admissions specialist tomorrow, and he's going to dedicate, it's only 45 minutes, so it's not going to be too long, but 30 of those minutes will basically be dedicated to personal insight. So he's going to go over what basically admissions officers see, what they like to see, and just tips and tricks. So if you guys can make it tomorrow to the UC Santa Barbara presentation, everything that Ms. Torres talked about, he's going to go into a lot more detail about it. Thank you, Ms. Torres.
That's an awesome opportunity coming directly from UC Santa Barbara admissions representative. So that's don't miss out on that opportunity, guys. And then here it's additional comments. This is in addition to anything you didn't already say. Okay, so this is not the opportunity to repeat yourself. This is opportunity to add something that you couldn't add in any of the sections, or something you couldn't add in any of your insight questions. For example, one example that some of you may talk about is the COVID situation right now, how that's affected you, or how your grades or family circumstances, or the struggle that it's been because you've had to been a teacher to your younger siblings, something that super has affected you. So this is an opportunity. You don't have to write something, but again, it's an opportunity to add anything else that you want to share with them, but remember, you should use this space only if you want to describe anything that you have not had the opportunity to include anywhere else. So they don't want to see anything repeated already, okay? It's something that they don't know based on your application, and they don't know based on your personal insight questions. It's rather to a place to explain unusual personal or family circumstances or anything that may be unclear in other parts of your application, okay? And once you finish that, it basically takes you through all the sections for you to look at. Here, for example, it shows you like what sections are not completed. So before you submit, we'd really like for us, we hope that you contact us so that we could review it, just in case there's something we see that may not be accurate, or any suggestions or recommendations we may have for you. Please reach out to us to review your application before you submit. And hopefully that's it. Reach out to us, counselors, Mr. Orozco, the college career advisor, for any additional questions you may have. And we will also get back to you with some possible dates for Cal States and UCs as far as reaching out to us, that we'll block ourselves, to review applications or to answer questions or anything that relates to this, to application period, okay? Thank you again for joining us, and I hope this was very helpful, and thank you to the team, and this has ended.